a life insurance?
Okay, so this is another fun and interesting bit of the puzzle. So I know that at some point in the last year, my father called me and he let me know that there was a life insurance policy that he had purchased that had my name on it as a beneficiary. He did not tell me who it was with. He did not tell me the amount of money. He did not tell me if it was the only life insurance policy that he had. He just said, I have put you as a beneficiary in a life insurance policy. Okay.
You're the lucky kid.
I guess. And at the time, I asked him, is there anything that we need to talk about? Are you okay? I was more concerned about that than I was about who was with or any money or anything like that.
Right.
And so now here we are, and Dad has passed. And so since I don't know who the life insurance policy is with, there is a service that different life insurances have in the United States where you can sign up for the service, create an account, and make a search. So I put in all the information as far as the social security number, birth date, all that information. And what it does is it notifies the different life insurance companies throughout the United States and lets them know that this person has passed and that they need to start looking at who the beneficiaries are and sending notice. But it can take up to 90 days for them to be able to give notice to those beneficiaries.
How long does that take you to fill out the form and then send it out?
So honestly, I did it this week. Dad passed on the 18th, so it took me about 2 weeks to get the time to sit down and do kind of the 30-minute process because I've just been really busy. Hopefully that process works and they're able to get that information.
So now you can't do anything. You have to wait until anyone tell you that they have your dad's policy?
Correct. And if no one contacts me, because there's no record, we don't have a list or a record of that life insurance policy, I can't go about contacting the company. I just have an oral description from my father on the phone several months ago that there was a life insurance policy.
This is a bit of search.
Yeah, so it puts a little bit of uncertainty. No one, and the question is, if there was a life insurance policy for me, is there one for the other children? We don't know. Now, thankfully, a life insurance policy is considered outside. So it's one of those things that would happen outside of the probate estate.
It doesn't go through the probate.
Correct. So it doesn't go through the estate. So thankfully, I don't necessarily have to wait for everything else to be able to begin that process. But I am going to need to provide them with the death certificate, which we still don't have. Now, if you work with an attorney like you would with us, when we make those lists of assets, we would have a list of each one of the life insurance policies and that information. So that in the case of your ultimate decease, if your family contacts us, we can give them that information. They can be able to contact the life insurance policy company and be able to give them the death certificate, and you would be able to get an answer much more quickly on whether or not the policy is active and be able to get the process rolling as far as payout for that policy.
Right. You save all the time searching for which company, which policy, what's the policy number. Some of our clients that they have minor children, so they bought life insurance and they put their minor children as the beneficiary.
Correct. So if you have a minor child, the minor child is not going to be able to go to the website and set up the account that I had to set up to be able to try to find those life insurance policies.
So this is the number one common mistake. Don't put your minor children as the beneficiary of your life insurance. Because if anything happened to you, your minor children cannot do anything until the judge appoints the guardian. So whoever is the guardian could be the biological father, but you could divorce the biological father already. So whoever is the guardian has the right to contact the insurance company to get the proceed and then hold that money, because he can't give that to the children right now because they are still minors.
So one of the protections that you can use if you have a life insurance policy that you want to help be able to take care of a minor child, if you were to pass ultimately while your child is still a minor, what you can do is you can name the trust and set your children as beneficiaries on that trust.
Right.
And you can set it up to have what's called a HIMSS trust in Texas, or a Health, Education, Maintenance, and Support Trust. So what that does is it allows for those funds to be able to be released for the benefit of your child for items of health. So if there were to be any form of issue where they needed a health payment, education, so if they wish to go to school or do something with the educational component, maintenance, meaning being able to have a place to live, things like that, and support for them to have that financial support that they need. If it's something that falls outside of those categories, it would be something that the person who is running the trust for your child would not be able to spend money on. So they can't move things around, invest poorly on behalf of your child, and lose those important funds that you want to be there for your minor child when they're at the age of 18.
Right. So the right way to do it is to do not put your minor children as the beneficiary. You need to name your living trust as the beneficiary of your life insurance.
Correct. And by doing that, you're able to protect your children from the possibility of someone using those funds before they're at the age of 18, and also protect your children from themselves. By putting it in that living trust, you're able to provide a layer of protection so that your children are not, at the age of 18, suddenly given a large lump sum of money that they might misuse
Right.
if they didn't have good financial literacy. And so it, again, allows you that layer of protection to be able to make sure that that amount of money is there when your children are no longer minors, and if needed, to be able to protect them from bad financial decisions that they might have when they reach the age of majority.